Americans asking, where's the chicken? Turns out there's a shortage. The pandemic partly disrupted supplies, but also people can't get enough of fried chicken sandwiches and wings that surged in popularity. In our NBC News investigation tonight, a warning about car loans. Dozens of states now investigating complaints that a major company is allegedly targeting people with predatory practices. Here's Vicki Wynn.
This car is a sham. There was a limit from the beginning.
Monique Williams bought this car to get to work, but the bills started adding up after she lost her job as a receptionist during the COVID crisis.
Almost lost my home. I didn't have a job. I didn't have anything. I could barely eat or pay my own bills.
After 4 years of making payments, she says she asked the lender, Credit Acceptance, to defer a payment.
They told me they don't do that. I said, but we're in a pandemic. The water company, the light company, everybody's trying to help people during these hard times.
Williams was paying 23% interest for her loan. Credit Acceptance is one of the country's largest so-called subprime car lenders, specializing in loans to people with tarnished credit. A profitable approach with nearly $2 billion in revenue last year. Company shares have soared during the pandemic. 7 top executives were granted an estimated $55 million total in stock options late last year, subject to shareholder approval. Now, Credit Acceptance is being accused of predatory lending practices.
I think they are deceptive.
They're specifically targeting vulnerable people.
Massachusetts Attorney General Maura Healey sued Credit Acceptance, accusing it of burying fees, in some cases adding up to 68% interest to loans. The suit says the company illegally called borrowers up to 8 times a day.
Credit Acceptance made high-interest loans to borrowers that the company knew they couldn't repay. It's also a matter of racial equity because so many times we see the targeting of communities of color with these loans.
On Thursday, the company announced it's settling the lawsuit for over $27 million, and the CEO is stepping down. 43 other states and the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau in Washington are all investigating Credit Acceptance, and Mississippi has filed suit. The company spokeswoman told NBC it intends to defend itself vigorously and does not discuss active litigation. What advice would you give to people after what you've been through?
I would just say save and buy a car. I wouldn't finance a car.
If you think your lender is engaging in unfair practices, file a complaint with your state attorney general. Experts say consumers have little recourse after signing, so read those contracts carefully. Lester?
Okay, Vicki, thanks. A new trend in hiring is good news for people on the autism spectrum and revolutionizing how some companies are doing business. Morgan Radford tells us about it.
When Orion Togum first started work as a barista, she felt the way most people do.
Were you nervous at all on your first day of work?
Yes, because she had another challenge. Like more than 5 million adults across the country, she's on the autism spectrum, a condition her new boss understood well.
They're the hardest working group of people that I know. It's actually a win-win for us.
Glynis Harvey owns the Hidden Mana Cafe, just an hour south of Chicago. Roughly a quarter of her staff is differently abled. Her first hires, her twin sons, who are both on the autism spectrum, and took a fresh approach to each task, like dishwashing.
I kind of think of it as kind of Tetris.
Like the game, the video game.
Yes.
Over 70% of autistic adults face unemployment, which is why in the last 5 years, nearly 3 dozen bigger companies have tapped into programs to train neurodiverse employees.
I work for quality assurance.
At consulting company EY, the move has paid dividends.
We had these individuals join us and contribute to significantly enhancing and automating a lot of the training. Not only were we able to make the training more efficient, but also more impactful.
Meaning, no matter what the day brings for these workers,
What would you say to companies who are afraid to hire people who are different?
I would say being different is what makes them amazing.
There's no risk in trying to give us a shot. That's all it takes.
their future is brighter than ever. Morgan Radford, NBC News, Chicago.
We'll take a short break.